News 18. Sports from where you live.
It's the best day of the week, folks. It's finally time for our Friday Night Frenzy. I'm your host, Bree Shackelford. Thank you so much for joining us. It's week 9 of the high school football season, which means we are in the last regular week of Friday Night Lights. But don't worry, the Friday Night Frenzy will still be here next week and throughout the postseason as we continue covering our teams around the area. But enough about what's happening in the future. Let's get into what all went down tonight. Now, we normally start off with our game of the week, but because of that game was so intense, we're going to show you all of the action in the next half of our show. So let's start close and see how the Mavericks did. McCutcheon heading into this game looking for their third win, and they'll be up against a Marion team who hasn't won a game all year. But can McCutcheon pull out the win? Well, let's check out the action at Ellison Stadium. We'll start this round of highlights off with McCutcheon on offense. Quarterback Owen Smith has time to throw, and he finds the hands of Broderick Arnold, who's under pressure, and Arnold can't let that pass go to waste, so he turns on his jets and gets in the end zone. Offense seems hot, so let's see if the secondary can match their energy. Cam Little matches that and more after flinging down his opponent, saying, "No way, not in my house tonight." Mavs stay on top in the first. Turning now to the second quarter, McCutcheon looking to widen that gap, and they'll do just that with their dual threat player Little, this time catching the ball and getting another 6 for his squad. Now, as always, we gotta appreciate the selling. Yep, there it is. McCutcheon would be on fire tonight, and the Giants wouldn't be able to stop them. Final score, Mavs shut out Marion 37-0. Now a bit north now, the Vikings were hosting a tough West Central team, and this game is always intense, so let's see who will be walking away with a W tonight. First up, Northwide on O. Quarterback Eli Clausworth has a QB sneak here and faked out the Trojans D because he claims the first touchdown of the night. Vikings looking pretty good here, but don't count out the Trojans just yet because Aiden White is going for distance and he's going for speed, and he somehow gets his way into the end zone. Now we're all tied up, but not for long. Trojans are back on the attack, and a swift cut outside by Jacob Pilarski ends up putting his team back on top. This back and forth battle would go up until halftime, and that's when the Trojans would turn things up. Final score, West Central wins 34-14. Moving on now down south, the Frankfort Hot Dogs were looking for a big win the last week of the regular season, hoping to break their losing streak. But it seems as if they wouldn't be able to do that tonight. Crawfordsville will get on the board early in this game with this heck of a run coming from Zeke Cardenas, who muscles his way into the end zone for the tutty. But the Athenians are just getting started with a quick pass up the center to Zach Bowman, who gashes the Hot Dog defense, and oops, there goes the camera, but don't worry, we still got Bowman finding the end zone and getting his team on the board once again. Crawfordsville leads 12-0. But is this a comeback I smell? Because the Hot Dogs seem to be cooking. Nelson, Honor, Ramirez is able to find a ton of room after shooting the gap and will run this and will lead to a Hot Dog touchdown, which includes a hot celebration, if I do say so myself. But unfortunately, that would be the only tutty the Hot Dogs would score, and Frankfort would drop this game 25-7. And just like that, our first part of our high school highlight portion is done. 3 games are down, and we got 3 more to go on our lineup. So you better stick around because you won't want to miss these matchups. We're going to take a look at our game of the week, which was just absolutely incredible. Very intense. You do not want to miss this. We'll also see if the Harrison Raiders could claim the NCC championship, and we'll get to take a peek at the undefeated Carroll Cougars, who are looking to finish out the season 9-0. That's next after this quick timeout.